Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have arrived in Nigeria after flying to Abuja from London. Now, the Sussexes have been invited to Nigeria by the country's Chief of Defence Staff to take part in cultural activities. Meghan and Harry will meet service members and their families as they participate in the activities. Well, joining me now is royal broadcaster and commentator and Meghan Markle's biggest fan, Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. Hi, Rafe.
Good to be with you, Darren.
Now, you have to laugh because I've just got this article up from the Telegraph here, and it says the Duchess of Sussex thanks the people of Nigeria for welcoming me home. And I said, hang on a minute, right? What you've got here is she's found some ancient ancestry somewhere, and now she's claiming that, you know, this means she is able to tick all these identity check boxes, I assume.
Yes, so yeah, it's their first visit to Nigeria, but apparently she's going back home nonetheless. And it's because on her podcast, her now cancelled podcast, she revealed that she had taken one of these online, genealogy DNA tests, and apparently she's 43% Nigerian, right, according to this. Although real genealogists have traced her ancestry actually to Ghana, actually. So how accurate this DNA test is, we don't actually know. And because of that, when she signed the guest book upon arriving in Nigeria, she did say thank you to the Nigerian people for welcoming me home. Although if she's actually Ghanaian, it may make a bit of a nonsense about all of that. And she referenced it again when she spoke to a girls' school, and she told the children that her 3-year-old daughter Lilibet looked into her eyes and said, "Mama, I see me in you." And she said, and likewise, I see myself in all of you too. Make of that what you will. The fact is, they are getting well received by people. This trip is, you know, a way to promote the Invictus Games, yeah, which are taking place in February of next year in Canada. And it's also a way for Prince Harry to highlight the work being done in Nigeria to rehabilitate soldiers through sports. But actually, to all intents and purposes, this is a royal tour by any other name. When they arrived, they were greeted by traditional dancers and musicians. They had a military salute at the Ministry of Defence headquarters. They were wearing the national colours of Nigeria, a green suit for him and a white suit for her, all things we associate with royal tours. And that's quite deliberate because whilst Meghan has her lifestyle brand to promote, Harry's still lost for a role in America. But put him into this environment and he's like a duck to water. This is what he knows and does best. And more importantly for him, I think, he's able to cut out those things he doesn't like. So none of the stuffy formality, no British press pack following him around. And so it's a chance for us actually to get to see the Harry that we once knew and loved. He's been really visible over the last few days, I would say, being seen to be cheeky and fun-loving and caring and passionate. And I was just thinking, what a great loss it was to us to lose him and Meghan. You know, when they married, there was so much goodwill behind them all, and they were appointed as Commonwealth ambassadors. And I said at the time that Meghan was like the Heineken princess. There used to be a commercial, Heineken, the beer that reaches parts other beers don't reach. And she was going to be our Heineken princess, reaching parts of the Commonwealth that the monarchy perhaps had difficulty relating to. And we saw that in the initial time of the marriage, where she was actually connecting with young black youth in the Caribbean and in Africa. And of course, we've seen the troubles in the Caribbean with countries there wanting to become republics. And if they hadn't turned their back on the monarchy and acted as they have acted, you know, we could have had a huge asset there, which would have been a great boost for the Commonwealth. And I think this visit just reminds us of what a terrible situation we ended up with.